we did promise a second part to the Astra J, so that's what's going to happen now. So in this one, what we're going to do is we're going to strip down the Astra J engine. Obviously we went through a little bit of things in the other video. So obviously the person as well that commented saying that it was a pointless video, kind of wasn't. But
sorry.
Okay.
Sorry.
So what we're going to do is we're going to go through the bits. We're going to show you a little time lapse on this. Now, obviously, from the compression test, if you haven't saw part 1, go and have a look. It was low on cylinders 2 and 4, if I remember rightfully. Now, this engine it's not very complex, is it? Really? No. But we're going to go through some bits. You're going to see this time lapse, and then you're going to see exactly what we found. There's a few issues and problems in there that kind of jump out, don't they? Which say that there's going to be some common issues with these cars. So it is kind of shocking as well at the same time. But we're going to go through those things together, and we're going to get there in the end. So hopefully you enjoy this video. We do apologise for not having a video last week. We kind of was just very busy. As you can see, we're always busy. We've got so many cars in, so many people to sort out, so many customers to sort out. Trying to do the best of juggling work and videos at the same time as other things and home life and everything else, and it's kind of difficult because there's not enough hours in a day, is there, Jack? Geese. Yeah, geese.
And geese.
You'll find out one day, maybe. So we did advertise obviously the 300 horsepower Corsa as well that was for sale. That's been forged, it's been done, that's gone. Somebody's already bought that, so shout out to you who bought it. Also as well, this morning we had a little play with the black VXR, didn't we? Yeah. Can't remember the guy's name, but legend. So
quickly have a look.
Eh? You can quickly have a look, yeah. So we had a little play with him this morning. We went for some breakfast, and a couple of people recognised us in the cafe, and we had a bit of a drive and some fun, we'll just say that. So with regards to this engine, like I said, it's not very complex, it's pretty straightforward, but it has got some common issues pretty similar to the Corsa VXR itself. So
Ben Cannon,
shout out to you, it was Ben Cannon. Nice VXR, by the way. So what we're going to do is we're going to jump onto the time lapse of this engine. We're going to get it all stripped down, and then we'll pick it up in probably 2 minutes, because it's probably going to be a long time lapse. We are back, and there's some interesting things that we've found, isn't there?
Wait a minute.
The block's a lot bigger than the Astra H. A hell of a lot bigger. You have to just excuse the oil on the floor because it has literally just been stripped. This usually is tidied. It's had a wee. So the standard size pistons in these is 86mm, which the Astra H is also 86mm, which is kind of interesting. Would you like me to turn it?
Well, you can do, yeah.
So Jack's going to spin it. So from this, I don't know if you can actually see, have we got a torch down this direction? We haven't.
No.
But looking at the bores themselves, the way that the light reflects on it, you can kind of tell that they've ovaled themselves slightly. So this is going to need a rebore to 86.5mm. On rebuilds for the Astra J's anyway, it is recommended to rebore. You've got plenty of thickness in this wall as well. But the block in general is a lot bigger. It's a hell of a lot bigger.
I'll show you some.
And it's run by 2 chains, isn't it?
Go on, Kenny. Say it, Kenny.
Go on, Kenny. So it is run by 2 chains, which the system itself is quite complicated. You'd have found out from that time lapse, wouldn't they? That it's quite a complicated system on the time lapse side. Now, what you want to show them?
Just a comparison. That's the Corsa main bearing shell. What? It's a main bearing, dickhead.
Okay.
That's the Astra one. It's a big difference.
That is a big difference.
That's fat. Like me.
What's wrong with it? Never mind. Alright, so let's show them. Obviously, well, actually, to be fair, we did find an issue with the timing system, which these are well known for shitting the guides, aren't they?
Yes.
Very well known. Now, upon stripping this had actually shit itself, believe it or not. So, there was the section, which Jack is going to show you now, that was stuck in the head, which the other bit needs taken out. So this here fell to pieces. Absolutely
That
obliterated
snapped
itself.
and destroyed itself.
So the bolt here, like Jack said, snapped, destroyed itself. This is part of the problems, because as soon as that goes, the chains...
Well, this still run.
Yeah, but
not
they
very
run
good.
like absolute dog turd. And then they can come out of timing as well, can't they? Which then causes more issues with pistons and such. So, pistons here themselves, the design is different to the Astra H, which I don't know if we have an Astra H.
Yeah,
piston.
it's there.
Okay, let's go and compare. So this is an Astra H piston, and that is an Astra J piston. You can see the J piston kind of has an indent. I wonder if this is to do with some sort of protection for detonation, maybe. You know, with it being all ovaled and stuff. Because here you've got the section for the valves, which you have on the side, but it seems to be higher up, doesn't it? Which is strange.
Doesn't it?
Doesn't it? Doesn't it? It's very spiffing.
You know what that's for. We know what that's for.
Yes.
We'll let people see if they can guess.
Yeah, guess what that's for.
Because you didn't give them the answer anyway.
I know I didn't. So inspecting pistons 2 and 4, obviously there's a lot of debris that's missing. So looking at pistons 2 and 4 themselves, they've actually got a crack on. So they do damage and fail in the same way that the Corsas do. So you can see right here, when I focus.
Oh my God.
I know, to say this camera is expensive, it don't focus very well. There we go. So you can see there's chunks missing outside, which is right there. This is a similar way that the Corsas fail. Now you can tell the reason why they failed sometimes depending on the way that the cracks are. So if it's had too much downforce, you'll see cracks like this. If it's had too much oomph, it'll be the other way around. So on this other side, right here, you can see this is piston 4. That's had a lot more worse damage. So the thing is as well, with these Astra J's, they don't really show much sign of piston failure, do they?
No.
To be honest. Like, they really don't show much sign. Now, which is very strange themselves, because Corsas, obviously, when you have a piston problem, they misfire their head off. Whereas the Astras kind of don't, which is very weird. They can appear to drive normal, appear to drive fine, but then they are completely different. So the rods on these aren't bent either. Wait, was they?
No.
Okay, so the rods on these weren't bent, which leads us to believe that the pistons are the weak point. Now this is interesting because the rods in the Astra H are the weak point, aren't they? Because they are supposedly forged from factory, the actual pistons themselves from the Astra H VXR. So I wonder if they've kind of swapped the design around, forged the rods because it was failing that much, but then scrimped out on the new set of pistons, and now these are what's failing instead. So theoretically, depending on how much these can withhold, you could do just a piston job, but there's no point if the whole thing's coming out. You may as well do the whole lot. So again, recommended 86.5mm to sort that issue out. So you are oversizing and reboring. Hopefully there's not enough enough problems with the bores themselves, which there isn't here. You can literally tell that they've been overhauled. So reboring by 0.5mm will sort that out. The crank itself, that wasn't too bad, was it?
Crank's fine.
No shell spun, so that'll just need a quick polish for some new bearings on there. To get the actual main ends out, well, the main caps, how many bolts was there?
30.
30? I think it was 30. If I can, I might put the thing up on the screen now. You can see the sequence for it.
Of this.
But yeah,
That is why.
30. So you've got all these, and all these fun stuff down in here as well. There is a specific sequence, as there always is for when you are stripping cars and stuff like that. So when we build the cars and when we strip them, everything is done to spec, everything is taught to spec. Yes. What?
About that head.
What?
The head needs work.
Oh yeah, with the thingy snapped inside.
Yeah, I need drilling out.
Do you want to just pick that up and we can show them as well? So everything is all taught to spec, everything is all done properly, it's all done as it should be as well. So sometimes some things can feel not tight enough, however sometimes a lot of things, believe it or not, like the cam caps, what, 8 Newton meters?
Yeah.
So that is just over hand tight, 6 Newton meters hand tight, so that doesn't sound like a lot. So a lot of people inspect things and think, oh, that ain't tight enough. It is tight. So don't tighten it up more than it needs to, otherwise you'll end up with problems. Now, looking at the head, where have we snapped? Let's have a look in the orifice. Can't see. So right down there is where that bolt snapped itself. So that goes through there, and this is where it's done a clean break. So that's where it will need drilling out and sorting. Hopefully it can be done, because these heads aren't very strong and made out of strong stuff either. So we did record a little intro or outro for that little clip there, but for some reason the camera decided not to record the audio for the last 10 seconds. Cheers, mate. So make sure you like, comment and subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next one. We've got an interesting one coming up soon as well of possibly how much does YouTube pay, because we get asked this a lot. And a lot of people want to find out, but there's some other interesting stuff coming up soon as well. We should get the stuff for the 350 at some point, sometime this month possibly. So October should be a good month, so make sure everybody's staying safe, being healthy and all that sort of stuff. So see you guys soon.